Officers down in Urbandale. A police officer is shot and killed near the high school. Calls go out across the metro for backup.
A Des Moines police officer does not answer that call. He's later found dead, not far from the first crime scene. We have 2 officers shot and killed this morning. We have live reports from both scenes. It's Wednesday, November 2nd. Today in Iowa starts now.
From WHO HD, the local news leader. This is Channel 13 News, Today in Iowa.
Des Moines police are calling them ambush-style attacks. 2 police officers, one from Urbandale, one from Des Moines, are shot dead overnight. Good morning, I'm Andy Fales.
And I'm Megan Ruther. Here's what we know so far this morning. There are 2 crime scenes. The first is near Urbandale High School, the second just to the south in Des Moines. It all started just after 1 a.m. when shots were fired at 70th and Aurora in Urbandale. There, an Urbandale police officer was shot dead. Soon after, more gunfire sounded nearby at Merle Hay Road and Sheridan. We have team coverage this morning. Our Josh Wynn is standing by at the first shooting scene in Urbandale. We are also live along Merle Hay Road, where the Des Moines police officer was found shot. And Sonia Heitzusen is outside the Des Moines Police Department, where a news conference wrapped up just about an hour ago, over an hour ago, Sonia, and it was very emotional there.
As you might expect, officers here are quite shaken up about the shootings overnight. I want to tell you what we know as far as the latest information. We do believe that they have developed a profile of the suspect. I believe that they are now in the process of releasing that information. We should have that information sometime in the next hour or so. I want to tell you what's happening here right now at the Des Moines Police Department. We're seeing several officers come in for their next shift, very somber here, and we're also seeing what seems to be a larger than usual number of officers going out, perhaps in pursuit of this suspect. As you said, 2 officers were shot overnight. Shortly after 1 o'clock, there was a report of shots fired in Urbandale. They found the Urbandale police officer shot to death in the car, and then there was a report for all officers to respond to that area. When they did not hear from the Des Moines police officer who was shot, that's when they found him in his car at an intersection along Merle Hay Road. Areas around that shootings are now closed off, and so the public should avoid that area right now. That would be the Merle Hay area and also 70th and Aurora area. We don't know anything about the officers themselves at this point. Family members are still being notified. But again, a Des Moines police officer shot and an Urbandale police officer shot. And perhaps what is most disturbing about this is that they were shot, we are told, ambush style. They were both found dead in their cars. As far as we know, there was no communication between dispatch. They were not in pursuit of a criminal. They weren't chasing anyone. They were just shot to death in their cars. Earlier today, Sergeant Paul Parizek with the Des Moines Police Department told us that all officers will be going out in 2-man units or 2-person units. There will not be any 1 officer in a car today. They will all be 2-person units patrolling the streets. That is part of a precautionary measure to protect the officers. But he says other than that, you won't see a difference in how they're policing the community today. Officers will continue to respond to calls just as they always do, still knowing that there is clearly a threat to them out on the streets. Andy, Megan.
All right, thank you very much, Sonia Heitzusen outside Des Moines Police Department. Let's go to that second crime scene now. We haven't been out there yet. Jody Whitworth joins us now. We're talking about the scene at Merle Hay Road and Sheridan Avenue within the Des Moines city limits, not far from that first scene in Urbandale. This is where the second officer of the Des Moines Police Department was found shot and killed. Jody, what can you tell us about that scene there, and where is this car that they're investigating located in relation to that scene?
Andy, I'm not sure exactly where that car is located. Police have been kind of distant from us so far, but I'm going to step out of the way here. This is a look at Merle Hay Road in Sheridan. There is a squad car that several officers are surrounding there near the stop sign. You see them shining their flashlights there. This whole area is blocked off. We've seen police cars coming and going with their lights on, with their lights off. The mobile crime scene unit is also here on scene. It's a very somber mood. Again, a lot of activity going on. surrounding that intersection, specifically right there on Sheridan and Merle Hay Avenue here. So just to reiterate what Sonia said, that police are teaming up now in pairs in their squad cars. I heard them say over the scanner earlier this morning when this was all developing that they are skittish and they want everyone to be teamed up, double duty, safety in numbers in this instance. I do want to reiterate that this section is closed off indefinitely. Police say that Merle Hay Road through Urbandale and Hickman will be closed off indefinitely as this investigation is ongoing. Des Moines police earlier in the press conference are even going as far as saying that this is a cowardly act, that someone or many people in this, possibly in this case, would do an ambush style attack on police officers. Now, for the Des Moines Police Department specifically, this has been a very hard year. Just 3 officers now have died in the line of duty since March, back when Officer Susan Farrell and Officer Carlos Puente Morales were killed. This has been a very troubling year, but as Sonia reiterated before, nothing will go unnoticed here as far as calls for services in other areas. That will all be taken care of as normal. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jody, for that report. And obviously, we're talking about a very different scene here than we were about those earlier officer deaths. We're talking about someone who's killed these officers in an ongoing investigation. She's talking about Merle Hay Road is closed between Urbandale Avenue and Hickman Avenue. Right, a very busy stretch of road. You're going to want to figure that into your morning commute, morning plans, going to school, really anywhere in that area. That is a vital north-south pipeline for traffic in the Des Moines area, and that is closed this morning, as is the intersection at 70th Street and Aurora Avenue, the first crime scene that we were talking about.
And we want to go there where Josh Wynn has been tracking the scene all morning, and we should mention that is near Urbandale High School, and the entire Urbandale district has canceled class because of that, because officers do want people to avoid that area, Josh.
Yeah, they do want them to avoid the area, and we just talked with the public information officer, Sergeant Underwood, with the Urbandale Police Department, and he's asking the public to be patient. They're not used to dealing with something like this, so it's going to take a little longer than normal. And we want to take you down to the scene right now as officials from Des Moines just got here. Some of the higher up officials have just got here to really help with this scene and work through stuff. One of the things that they just told us about 20 minutes ago is that they're going to release information on a possible suspect or suspects in just a little bit to give that out to the public, but they're still saying that this is an active investigation. It's still there's still clear and present danger for this neighborhood as well as police officers throughout the metro, so they're urging everyone to use extra caution. But as of right now, more questions than answers that they can give us. We saw police going from door to door, talking to neighbors, kind of letting them know what happened, see if they can help with anything at all. We talked to, like I said, the public information officer from Urbandale, and what he told us is that the officer who was shot and killed, he was killed ambush style. So someone came up to him, shot him when he was in the car. He said he doesn't know what the officer was doing beforehand, and all they heard was shots fired, that call coming out at about 1:15. So it's been a tough morning here. We had a chance to ask him kind of what the mood is like, and if you saw the interview, you could see on his face that he's just trying to process all of this. And he told me off the air that one of the ways they've been kind of moving forward is that the Des Moines Police Department has really been helping them, as, like Jody said, the Des Moines Police Department is a little more accustomed to dealing with tragedy as they've dealt with their own loss of officers here recently. I had a chance to talk with just a couple of different officers from West Des Moines as well as Urbandale and Clive who are working the perimeter, and I just asked them how they're doing as people, and you kind of get this blank look of kind of shocked of they don't know what's going on either, as this mood is very somber. They know that they're under attack right now, and they were under attack this morning, so they're trying to just stay safe. And like Sonia said, you see them all working in pairs this morning. But we're going to be following this story all throughout the day, and we'll be here at this scene giving you updates. But be sure to keep watching, as well as check our newscasts, WHOTV.com. We're posting updates as soon as we get them. But hopefully within about 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to hear more information on a suspect or possible suspects and what the public can do to help assist the police in their investigation.
Yeah, the scanner traffic, obviously social media is alive with reports about possible suspects at this point, but still working on the details about that. I don't think that we're embellishing anything at this point to say that police right now are looking for a cop killer.
And Sergeant Prezek even called a coward. So yes, the officers are in a clear and present danger.
Right.
So
A couple of killing, very, very difficult to explain, and all hands on deck as Metro departments from around the area all pitching in to assist the Des Moines and Urbandale police departments on these active investigations into 2 officer killings that happened between 1 and 2 a.m. this morning, trying to find out exactly what happened and exactly who they're looking for. And these are 2 very busy areas of the Metro, a couple of intersections that have a lot of traffic, particularly in the morning commute, and you're going to want to know. Merle Hay Road is closed between Urbandale Avenue and Hickman Avenue. Those are 2 very busy streets. Merle Hay, a vital north-south artery in the Des Moines area, and then Aurora Avenue, very busy at this time as well. And once again, we can tell you that Urbandale School District, the entire school district, all the high school, middle school, all of the elementary schools, and all school-related activities have been called off by the superintendent of Urbandale schools today. It's also, I'm sorry, Megan.
I was just going to say something else that is complicating maybe the investigation or making it more difficult is overnight we had some rain and storms move through as well. We could see the wet streets in our live reports.
Well, let's head over to Jerry Ann and find out more about what we got last night and what else we can still expect today.
The heaviest amounts fell around Johnston with an inch, less than 1/10 of an inch at the airport in Des Moines. I'll let you know how much more rain will be falling today and what the rest of the week looks like when we come back.
From WHO HD, the local news leader. You're watching Channel 13 News, Today in Iowa.